also still writing captions for all your social media platforms manually, then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to create social media AI agent to create unique content. So here I'm a content manager of a skincare brand and we regularly post on different platforms. But to create captions and content for different platforms is such a tedious and a time consuming task. But to solve this problem, I've simply created this automation where what will happen is that as soon as I add the content theme, image, video description and the platform name in my Google Sheets, automatically my AI agent, which is OpenAI, is going to generate me the captions and the hashtags according to that same platform which I've entered. And further, I'm just going to add that generated content once again into my spreadsheet for further reviews. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, OpenAI, which is my AI agent, and then again Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation for your business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video we'll explore how to create a social media agent that generates content for your post. So if you manage multiple social media accounts, coming up with fresh and engaging content daily is challenging. But with the help of this AI agent, you can automate this content creation while maintaining originality and brand consistency. So this setup will help you to generate captions and hashtags, saving you time and effort. So stay tuned as I walk you through this process step by step. And to get started, I'm just going to start with a real-time example. Let's say that I've entered the content theme, image, video description, and now I'm just going to enter the platform name. Let's say I want to generate this for Facebook. So I'm just going to enter Facebook right over here. And yes, as you can see that as soon as I'm just going to enter the platform name, image, video description, and the content theme, automatically the generated caption would be added right over here in this D3. So yes, now you can see that the generated caption has been added right over here automatically. You can see that within seconds in real time the generated caption has been added right over here without any manual efforts. So yes, this is the automation which we are going to learn in today's video. And if you also want to create this automation, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 hours free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this sign in. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create social media AI agent to create unique content. And then we are simply going to click on this create. And as soon as we're going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. So trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we simply have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Google Sheets because what I want is that as soon as I add these details into my Google Sheets, automatically this workflow should get triggered. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and then we are simply going to select it. And now for the trigger event, I'm just going to select it as this, which is new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use the same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets account and our our Pabbly Connect workflow. So I'm just going to copy this webhook URL and then we are simply going to follow this help text. So I'm just going to open my Google Sheets, and now from here we have to go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then get add-ons. And after coming over here towards the get add-ons, we have to add an extension right over here, which is Pabbly Connect webhooks. And to add that extension, we are going to search for it, which is Pabbly Connect webhooks. And as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And yes, over here you can see that I've already installed this extension in my Google Sheets. So that's why it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you haven't installed this extension, you're going to get the option of install right over here. You can simply install it right from here. And after installing this with this, it would be installed, and now you have to simply refresh your spreadsheet. And after refreshing the spreadsheet, you have to go towards this extensions once again, and you're going to see that Pabbly Connect webhooks will appear right over here. Alright, so now we have to go towards this initial setup, and then over here you can see a dialog box will appear where it is going to ask me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. Alright, so I'm just going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow right over here in the webhook URL field. And now for the trigger column, it is saying the trigger column will be your final data column, on which if the data is added, the whole of that row would be sent to the webhook URL. So over here I'm just going to enter my trigger column as C, because what I want is as soon as I add the content, theme, image, video description and platform, automatically these three columns details should only be sent towards my workflow, not this one. Alright, so that's why I've kept my trigger column as C. You have to keep it according to yourself. And now we are simply going to click on this submit, and yes, you can see setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and now from here we have to go towards this extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and we have to switch on this button which is send on event. It is really important to switch on this button, otherwise on new event occurrence in your spreadsheet, the details will not be sent towards your webhook URL. Alright, so as you can see that I've successfully switched on this button, and now I'm just going to do the test submission. So for the content theme, it is sun protection. For the image and video description, it is Beachside SPF application. And now for the platform, let's say that I'm just going to keep it as Instagram. I want to generate this content for Instagram. So I'm just going to enter Instagram, and yes, you can see that I've successfully entered the platform name. So yes, with this we have successfully did the test submission, and now I'm just going to open my workflow, and yes, over here you can see that Pabbly has captured the response of our test submission. You can see the details of all these columns are being added right over here. You can see the content theme, the image, video description and the platform. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as I add these details in my Google Sheet, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. Alright, so we're going to move on forward towards our action step. Now what I want is I want to create social media AI agent that creates unique content. So for my action application, I'm just going to select my AI agent, which is OpenAI in this video. You can use any another AI agent too. I'm just going to use OpenAI as my AI agent today. Now for the action event, we have to select it as ChatGPT, and then we are simply going to click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to enter this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI's API key page to get the API key. Alright, so as you can see that over here is the hyperlink to visit to this OpenAI's API key page. So I'm just going to go towards this hyperlink, and yes, over here it is opening my API key page. And now in order to get this API key, we have to go towards this button which says create new secret key. I'm just going to give my key a name which is testing right over here. I'm just going to select the default project over here, and then we are going to click on this green button which says create secret key. And yes, over here you can see that this is my key, so I'm just going to copy it, click on done, and paste the key right over here in my workflow. And yes, we have successfully added this key, and now I'm just going to click on this save. And yes, with this we have successfully connected our chat ChatGPT, which is our OpenAI AI agent account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. Now it is asking me to select the AI model. So over here, I'm just going to use GPT-4. You can use any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So over here, I'm just going to give my AI agent a prompt so that it can generate me very good captions related to my post. Alright, so I'm just going to enter the prompt right over here. So yes, over here you can see that this is the prompt which I have given to my AI agent. You can see that I've specified my brand name, brand voice, and my target audience, which is my brand's target audience. I've created this prompt specializing for my brand only. You have to keep in mind that if you're using this prompt, you have to change it according to your own brand type. Alright, so now we're going to move on forward. Over here you can see that I've left spaces in front of content, theme, platform, and image and video description, because these are the details which we're going to add from a response of our Google Sheets, and that's why we're going to map it right over here. We're not going to enter it manually. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step, and as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of a trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here I'm just going to enter these details right over here. Alright, for the content theme, as you can see, here's my content theme, so I'm just going to map it. I'm just going to map the platform, which is Instagram, and then image and video description. Over here you can see that which we have received from the response of our Google Sheets. And yes, over here you can see that I've added instructions for different platforms right over here. Also you can see that I've added some general rules, and now after entering this prompt, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request button right over here so that my AI agent can generate me caption based on my prompt. And yes, over here you can see that it has successfully generated me a caption. You can see that it has generated me this caption which I can use for my Instagram account. You can see the whole caption generated and it is perfectly fine. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to add that same caption which we received from my AI agent right over here in my spreadsheet. For that, we're just going to add another action step right over here, and now for my action application, I'm just going to select it as Google Sheets once again. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets, and as you can see, these same, so we are simply going to select it. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as update cell value, and then we are simply going to click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And now it is asking me to select my Gmail account, so I'm just going to select my Gmail account right over here. And as you can see that now Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So I'm just going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on this allow, Pabbly is safe, and yes, you can see authorization successful. And with this, we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now I'm just going to select the spreadsheet right over here, which is social media. So I'm just going to select my spreadsheet, which is social media right over here. And now we're going to select the sheet 2. And now it is asking me for the range. So it is saying enter the range of the sheet that needs to be updated. So as you can see that this is the range of the sheet which needs to be updated, which is D4. But over here, I can't enter D4 manually like this, because I'm going to make this workflow which is going to run in real time. So as you can notice that the column is same, only the row is changing, right? It is going to change from D4, D5, D6, all right? So we are simply going to enter the column right over here, but we are going to map the row index, because the row is going to change with every new response received, but the column is going to remain the same. All right, so to map this row index, I'm just going to open the response of my Google Sheets, and as you can see the same, so we are simply going to map it. We're going to move on forward. Now it is asking me for the value. What value do I want to add in this range? For that, I'm just going to map the generated content from my AI agent. And after mapping this, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request. And yes, we have received a positive response that we have successfully added these details into our spreadsheet. So I'm just going to open my Google Sheets and check that if the generated content has been added or not. And yes, over here you can see the generated content has been added right over here in my spreadsheet. So yes, you can see that with this we have successfully completed this workflow. But now I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and over here let's say that for the platform name, I'm just going to add a platform name, and then we're going to check that if our workflow is running in real time or not. So as you can see, for the content theme, we have added night routine. For the image and video description, I have added this night cream application. And now for the platform name, I'm just going to keep it as Twitter. So I'm just going to enter Twitter right over here. So as you can see that I've successfully entered the platform name, image, video description, and the content theme. And over here is my generated caption. So you know that Twitter or X only allows 250 characters, and over here you can see that it has generated the caption in 250 characters only, because this was the instruction given to my AI agent. So you can see the whole caption generated right over here, and now further my team can review the caption and add it on our social media platform. So easy, right? And yes, you can see that we have successfully created this workflow, and we have also tested this workflow in real time, and it is running perfectly fine. So now every time I'm just going to add the content theme, video, image description, and the platform, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the captions without any manual efforts. This workflow is going to run in backend, and we don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.